Okay, we are good and we are recording. Can everybody hear okay? Give me a thumbs up.
Hello, Megan, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Perfect. All right, everybody, this is Nicola and Jason Zellmer here. We are executive leaders with Young Living, and we just want to thank you for popping onto this call tonight. If any of you don't know already, Jason and I began with Young Living about 5 years ago, purely just because we wanted to try the product. We were pretty skeptical to begin with, but as you know, these products work, these oils work, and 5 years later, here we are, and we've grown a team here in Calgary to about 100 team members and growing. And yeah, we're lucky to have Megan here on the call with us tonight. A little bit about Megan. So Megan is a Young Living Platinum leader from Red Deer, Alberta. She's married to Travis and mother to 3 beautiful children. Their Young Living journey began 6 years ago, and they have grown a team of over 21,000 members. So that's incredible. All members that are all over the world and bring in millions of dollars in sales each year. So Megan's passion for Young Living and what it has done for their family is nothing short of amazing. And I'm so excited that she's here to share the Young Living opportunity with us. All right, Megan, if you'd like to go ahead with all your oily knowledge.
Thank you for that awesome introduction. So now you guys have heard a little bit about me. I absolutely love to share about the Young Living opportunity. I think it's one of those things that we get a little bit nervous to talk about in this industry because we kind of wonder what people are going to think. But for me, it's the most exciting thing because it's what I've seen change so many lives. So I'm excited to dive in and share with you guys today. So a little bit about me is this is my family. They are my passion. They're the reason I do what I do. We have 3 beautiful children, and we started using Young Living essential oils and their oily infused products when our oldest was just 5.5 months old. So it kind of was in our family as soon as we had babies. And I have to say, on a lifestyle standpoint, it was an actual, huge game changer. We experienced so many wellness benefits. And because of that, I couldn't help but talk to other people about it. It was just a natural thing that I was sharing what was working for me, and people were getting excited and trying it out. And it took me a few months to kind of clue in that what I was doing was sharing and networking. So I'll get into a little bit more of that as we go. But the word opportunity, how many of you, when you hear that word, like the hairs on the back of your neck just stand up? You kind of think, oh, here we go. It's another one of those things, another one of those opportunity schemes that people talk about. But it is just that. It's just an opportunity. I am not going to try sway anybody or pressure or push anybody. I just encourage you guys to listen and have an open mind. You just never know what could change your life. I just simply believe in this opportunity. That's why I'm sharing it. Like you've heard previously, I've had a lot of results from it. And it just seriously has made such a difference in our lives. So back when I first got started, couple months into my casual sharing with friends, I had taken an hour-long car drive with a girlfriend, my sister-in-law, and a couple other people out to Rocky Mountain House, this tiny little town. And I listened to this 22-year-old guy share a presentation about Young Living and beyond. And the one thing that he said that struck me to my core was time is our only limited commodity. And when I heard that, I'd never heard it put that way. We hear so many things in life about, you go to school and you work really hard for 40 years and all of that stuff. But I never really thought about the time aspect, that once you're spent that time, you're never, ever going to get it back. And to me, that meant, what am I going to do with my time that I'm okay with leaving my family when I have to sacrifice time with my family, that I'm impacting people, and really feeling like I'm making a difference. So it just hit me. And this was the biggest reason why I decided I wanted to be the one that decided my own schedule and my own course of my life, instead of having it dictated by somebody else that I had to punch a clock with. So what would you do if you controlled your own time? What would your life be like? What are you currently doing now? Is it something that you enjoy? If it is, that's amazing, because a lot of people nowadays are doing jobs that they hate. So if you could change that, would you? I just encourage you to ponder on that and see how that sits in your gut. I'm definitely not here to promise like riches or fame or anything fancy. This is not a get rich quick scheme, but it is something that you can do that's different, that may change the course of your life. How many of you, if you're on here, you can raise your hand if you want, or you can just kind of say it in your heart, but how many of you are more energized on a Friday evening, knowing it's the weekend, rather than a Monday morning going into the next week? That's kind of a hard realization, is we should be excited for any day of the week if we're doing what we love and being able to dictate our time and spend it with the people that are most dear to us. So time freedom just means having the time to move deliberately through the world. It means not stressing out, not running around like crazy chickens with our heads cut off. Having freedom of time lets us slow down and relax. It helps us appreciate life and the environment and the people that we're around. So what if? What if that was possible? Just sit back for a minute and think about what your life could be like and what you desire in your life. If you had that time, if you weren't stressing about the next bill that needed to be paid, about not having that extra time to spend it with your spouse or your kids because you had to go to a job where you work 8 to 12 hours a day and somebody else is the one raising your children. What if you could do whatever your heart's desire? What would that be for you? And I think that's the biggest question, is every one of us are so different. So our hopes and dreams and our goals are all going to be very, very different. But you need to decide for you what is best and how your schedule is best and what you best want to do with your time. So many of you might know this show. I wasn't much into watching it, if I'm honest. But from what I've heard, it is one of those shows where people are punching a clock, working 40 hours. And is it really a comedy, or is it more a tragedy? Because this is what people do on a regular basis, and they're grumpy and they don't enjoy their jobs. Does anybody want to live like this? I certainly don't. So entrepreneurship. What if there was a way to jump into entrepreneurship with minimal investment, but being able to drastically change your life? There'd be a low startup cost. Your monthly investment would be low. You'd have less overhead. You're not worrying about employees. There's way, way less risk, but there's way more potential for reward. So 1/3 of Canadians, so about 32%, like the idea of being their own boss, but 1/5, so 20%, start their own business within 5 years. On average, 150,000 new businesses are created in Canada, but of those businesses, only 51% are going to survive within that 5 years. A lot of this is due to the fact that most entrepreneurial businesses are a massive investment in your time, in your money. You need a lot of resources to get started. So what if there was a way to have all the benefits of being an entrepreneur, but not have as much of the stress, the overhead, and all of those things that goes along with owning a traditional business? So why we love the Young Living opportunity. The biggest reason is the product is a need, it's not a want. This is not something that is a fad where it's just going to be hot and cool for 20 minutes or a year and then somebody's going to jump on to the next thing. Young Living is truly a lifestyle business, which means we offer products that people are using every single day. And the best part is that we're actually offering products that are way better for your health and your wellness, your emotional support, and just basically everything. Young Living offers products that, people are going to use in their home. So they're cleaning products. They're going to use it for their health and wellness, which is supplements, and also beauty. So they have a very wide range of products. So I'm going to give you some statistics here. There was a report from the Business Development Bank of Canada, which indicated Canadian consumers are more concerned than ever about their choices and how they affect the world around them. The new report stated that socially responsible consumers, their biggest concern was that social and environmental concerns are increasingly influential in their purchases. So many consumers want to buy from companies that adopt a high ethical and environmental standard, and they're willing to pay more for it. I don't know about you, but I am definitely that person. I would rather pay a little bit more for a product if I know it's coming from a really good company that has great ingredients and the company's, does good things for the world, opposed to just getting something from, a dollar store, for example. 75% of consumers would pay more for a product or service that's the socially responsible company. 90% of consumers would stop buying from a company with irresponsible practices. That's really high. So it's good to know that consumers really want responsible companies to purchase from. The second point is they're looking for products that are made in Canada, which with Young Living, we have our seed to seal. So we know exactly how our products are created from the moment that they're put into the soil, they're harvested, distilled, they're tested in our facilities, they're bottled and sent to your front door. And the third thing is consumers are actively seeking products that will help maintain and improve their overall health. So 33% of Canadians are willing to pay a premium for health-enhancing products. There's 36 million Canadians, and we only have 127,000 active members. So there is a massive amount of Canadians out there that are looking for good quality products that we still have yet to reach. And the last point is there's $935 is the average amount that a family is willing to spend on personal expenditures towards their health and wellness in Canada. So those are some pretty awesome stats to show that people are actually looking for the socially responsible product. They have the money that they're willing to spend on their health and wellness, and they really want to know where the product is coming from. Unmatched experience. This, when I started to look into Young Living more and realize how amazing the company is and their history, Young Living is really the pioneer in our industry across the board. They have 25 years of experience. They're the biggest and longest standing essential oil company basically ever. They're the world leader. They have over 600 different lifestyle products that are all backed by their seed to seal guarantee. Gary Young, who is the founder, is very passionate about making products for a purpose, not a profit. So he's done years and years and years of research. Before Young Living was even founded, he was researching how to make the best quality essential oils and how to infuse them in products so that our bodies could use them better. So the third thing about why we love the Young Living opportunity is Young Living is really your business partner. So like we mentioned before, we have minimal investment to get started to have your own home-based business. And Young Living is partnering with you. So they're taking on all of the cost and risk of what traditional businesses would have. Direct sales companies, instead of paying for massive marketing dollars, so billions of dollars for TV ads and billboards and all of these magazine advertisements, they pay the members based on their results. So by you just sharing with somebody that you love, because people buy products from who they know, like, and trust, which is you, by them buying the product through you, the direct sales company, which in our case is Young Living, is going to send you a paycheck instead of putting that towards a marketing budget. Young Living also is going to cover all the sourcing, the research, the testing. They ship it direct to your members' front door, the inventory, all of the customer service. We are just the person that's helping them get connected to Young Living and get started ordering their products online. All we're doing is simply sharing the product that we love with people. We teach them how to use it. We empower them to do the same and pay that forward. And as you can see on the side, it shows in the network marketing industry, just the breakdown of where dollars are being spent. So the worldwide music industry is $15 billion industry. McDonald's, 28 billion. The movie industry is 80, and just moving our way up. The network marketing industry is $178 billion industry. So people are wanting to be involved in that, and people are wanting to buy from good companies like Young Living. They also have a potential for unlimited earning. So basically what this means is if you're going to treat your business like a business and like a job, you're going to work it and be dedicated to sharing with people, you're going to get paid like a business. So you can have your goals however you want. You can earn an extra $500 a month or $5,000. There's always that opportunity to generate extra income while you're doing what you're doing. So a lot of people, when they get started, they're already working a full-time job. But you can do this in as little as a couple hours a week, as long as you're intentional with your time and putting your efforts into actually sharing with people and getting the product into their hands. That's how you're going to generate that income. Here is a copy of Young Living's disclosure or income disclosure. Because we're talking about money, we always are required to show the Young Living monthly income. And I just want to point out here, a lot of people, when they first look at this chart, they think, oh, wow, that's, an executive makes $500 a year, or a silver makes an extra $2,000 a year. But in fact, these are monthly incomes. So times that by 12 and just see how much of an impact that would make in your family. This is a chart of our growth over the last 6 years. Canadians, they're going to see a salary raise of about 2.3% over year, which is very minimal. I used to work in the banking industry, and usually you'd get your review, you would go into your manager's office and they'd offer you like, hey, here's a 54-cent raise, or here's $1.20. And you thought you just hit the jackpot because your wage increased. But in fact, you end up just paying more in taxes and you don't end up seeing that extra take-home money. And how we're seeing an inflation rate in Canada of 2.1%. A lot of times people are not able to keep up with the expenditures in their home. So as you can see, it is real what Young Living is offering to families. You're not just getting 54 cents increase on your wage per hour. You can substantially increase your wage by putting in that effort towards something that will pay you in the long term. So what Young Living is a passive income opportunity. And this might be a new word for a lot of people, but passive income basically means it's income that's earned repeatedly on work you did in the past. So from the effort I put in for my very first month, which I only shared with 2 people, the very first month I started with Young Living, I am still getting paid on those efforts by those 2 people ordering every single month. And now they share with other people, which compounds that. So the work I put in month 1, You will continue to get paid over and over and over again. The other amazing thing is it's a legacy opportunity. So if by chance I happen to pass away, I can actually will my business to my husband or my children so that they will continue to earn the money from the effort I put into this business for the rest of their lives. So it's a really amazing thing to set our families up for safety, because we never know in our economy if somebody can lose a job and all of those sorts of things that can happen. And it's also considered asset income. So it's something that pays you every single month. It's that passive asset income that's going to continue to come in and grow. Definitely better than insurance. Another bonus with the Young Living opportunity is the tax advantages. So as a small business, you have the same benefits of any other small business, even though it's considered a home-based business, to have tax deductions. So disclaimer, you definitely want to consult with your tax provider or your accountant, but you have the opportunity when you're running a home-based business, you can deduct things like your electricity, your heat, the maintenance on your home, your cell phone bills, your home insurance, property taxes, interest on your mortgage if you have a mortgage, or portion of your rent, depending on the square footage of your office space in your home. You have options for deducting your products that you use on a monthly basis, because we are a product of the product. So by us using the product, that is how we sell the product. There's also travel opportunities, resources, any subscription or office supplies. All of that you can use as a deduction towards your taxes. So by having a home-based business and you investing your $200 as a startup with Young Living, paying your $100 monthly minimum requirement to have a business, you will actually save more in tax from that investment of $1,200 to $1,400 than if you didn't have a home-based business. So it has some incredible opportunities with tax advantages. The other thing that I absolutely adore about Young Living is the community and the personal growth. I personally have worked a number of jobs in the past, and even from being back in high school, college, and then into the working world, no other environment I've been in has encouraged me to grow the way I've had to grow through this business. People are constantly pushing you to be better, to learn more, to read books, to be involved with people that help you be the best version of yourself. I've met the best friends in this community of being introduced to Young Living. I've had the opportunity to learn from people like John C. Maxwell, as you see in the middle. All of these amazing experiences wouldn't have been possible without just trying a product and falling in love with it and sharing with the people that I care about. So I just have to say that this is something that not many people think about when it comes to the opportunity, but I have to say is like one of the best parts is the community of people that you'll be around and the personal growth that you'll get out of it. The travel opportunities. Who loves to travel? I do. I'm a homebody, but I absolutely love to travel and explore the world. With Young Living, there's so many opportunities to travel. For one, you get to go visit friends in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, or all across the world. You can go to Mexico, you could go to Australia, you can go anywhere to visit friends and share with them about Young Living. But Young Living also offers, when you meet specific milestones within the company, you get free all expenses paid trips for ranks of silver, gold, platinum, and diamond, which are absolutely amazing. There's International Grand Convention every year. In Canada, we're fortunate to usually have two. There's the international one in the United States, and then we also have a Canadian convention. There's different incentive trips. We've had the opportunity to go on a cruise. We went to Belize, Honduras. We've been on a cruise through Europe, and so many different team building experiences. So the travel is definitely the icing on the cake with Young Living. There's also no education required. It's really true that you learn while you earn. So we are all just figuring it out, sharing with people we love, and learning to do it better every single time. But every time that you practice, you're going to get a little bit better. And while you're doing that, you're actually getting paid, which is amazing. Most professions, which if you refer back to the income disclosure, Young Livings, platinums and above usually earn more than most of the highest regarded professions in our society. Doctors, anesthesiologists, accountants, lawyers, all of that. But we didn't have to go to school for 4, 6, 8, or 10 years getting degrees and doctorates and masters in order to earn that income. We get to earn that income as we figure it out, which is absolutely incredible. You get to utilize the tools and resources that are already put out before you. So our team has lots of tools and resources that if you're interested in jumping on board with this, we will help you get started and use the tools and stuff that we've got going. You don't have to be the expert at all. We have the tools that you need. All you have to know is how to refer to a tool to find an answer for somebody. And really, passion does trump it all. If you're passionate about something, people will be able to see that, and they'll be able, it's a contagious thing. So they'll be excited to hear about it, and it just gets them fired up too, to be involved in that. And facts tell, but stories really do sell. So I know it's kind of one of those cliche quotes, but when somebody starts telling facts, most people, myself included, you kind of start to like glaze over. You're like, okay, here's a bunch of numbers. Yeah, it makes sense. I get it. It's good. But when you tell somebody a story about this product changed my life and I no longer suffer with A, B, and C, or we now have an extra $500 a month to add to our mortgage payment, or $2,000 a month that covers our mortgage, or now we're making $5,000, $6,000, and my husband was able to quit the job that he hated because his boss wasn't not very nice. When you start to see these things happen, that's when people's lives change. And when they hear those stories, it makes them think, oh my goodness, I could do that too. So I think the stories are the most important part of this all. So, like I mentioned before with the income disclosure, you can see here the best paying jobs versus Young Living. Hopefully you guys, this is showing up okay for you. But the average student loan debt you can see along the bottom, your first year is about $9,000, 14 in your second year, and it continues to go up. And these are compounding. So you have to pay all this back. You're going to accumulate interest. You're going to go to school for your 4 or 5 years, have all of this debt. You're going to get into the workforce, and you usually have to start at the lowest pay grade and work your way back up, pay off all the debt and all of that before you feel like your life can even begin. But with what we have to offer, you can actually start making that income now and putting it towards your dream. And maybe Young Living isn't your end-all be-all dream, but it is the best vehicle to get you towards what you're actually really dreaming about. So with the 4-year career versus the 40-year career, basically it just means you could work at your regular 40-year job for 40 hours a week for 40 years, and then you retire on 40% of what you made. Or you can treat Young Living like your full-time job in the hours that you have, and treat it like you're going to school while you're learning and earning all of the same time. But with a good 4 years of effort, you could probably replace what you would actually make in those 40 years. It's pretty incredible. Young Living has a heart. It really, really does. Like I had mentioned earlier, Young Living never makes a product for a profit. It's always for a purpose. That is one of Gary Young's biggest passions. Is when the company was first started, he would make a product for Betty, who had a specific thing that she was trying to help resolve naturally. And he would make this product, and when Young Living Corporate would come to him and say, Gary, this is just, it's too hard to keep all of these products on the shelves, he would say, you know what? I made this product 15 years ago for this specific woman, and it's helped change her life. And he will not take it off the shelves. So he's so passionate about getting these products into our homes to make those changes. And they really do enhance the quality of our life. The other thing that Young Living is really passionate about is giving back to the community. So with the Young Living Foundation, they've partnered with a whole bunch of different organizations to give money to people that really, really need it. And when we put money in the hands of good people, they're going to do good things with it. And that's helping other people in need. And with the Young Living Foundation, 100%, that is a true fact, 100% of your dollars that you contribute to the Young Living Foundation get into the hands of the people that need it. Corporate Young Living covers all of the cost of administration fee, postage, all of that other stuff that goes along on the sides of having a foundation. Corporate covers every single cost, and every dollar goes to the foundation. So it's just amazing to be partnered with people that are so passionate about making our world a better place. These are some of my beautiful friends that their lives have been changed and impacted from the Young Living opportunity. Corey Black, she's a senior star. And her story is that Young Living's helped her stay home from her part-time teaching position to teach and raise her own children. It's allowed her to have purpose and contribute to her household income. She's met the most amazing people, and she's grown in ways she never knew existed. Cassie Jorgensen, she's a gold from Sylvan Lake, Alberta. And Young Living has given her freedom, the time freedom to spend with her time, how she chooses with her husband at home raising her children. It's giving her the freedom not to worry. She doesn't have to question about every product that she brings into her house, what it's doing to her health. It's given her financial freedom and the ability to be home for full time with her family and still earn that paycheck. And then our beautiful friends, Jason and Nicola Zelmer. For them, after Nicola had her second child with Jason, it gave her the opportunity to stay home and not have to go back to work, which is huge. Young Living's paying for their products, the bills on top of it, and it's continuing to grow every single month. And she gets the opportunity to be home with her children, to drive them to school every day, and also help other moms and empower them to do the same. So a year from now, you may have wished that you started today. So I just encourage you guys to think about this, talk to the person that invited you here tonight so that, you know, you guys can start having that conversation. I'm always open if you guys have questions, but I just appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join me tonight. I know that time is super precious, and I really honor that you have taken the time tonight to learn. And if you have any questions, feel free to type it in the question bar on the side. I'll try to stick around for a minute or two to answer any questions. But if that's all for tonight, I just appreciate you guys jumping on, and I hope that you have a blessed evening, and we will talk with you all soon.
Thank you, Megan. Super appreciate you popping on tonight to talk with us.